and thank you for joining me and my cabbages. Oh, I wanted to show you this one for Veg with Lisa live. But before we get started, please type in the comments and let me know that you're here and that you can see me and that you can hear me. So I went to my local farmer's market yesterday. Oh, by the way, did I tell you I am Lisa? This is most definitely live. These are my cabbages, and today we are going to talk about what to do with these absolutely stunning, beautiful cabbages. What prompted this Cabbage Patch episode? Well, I can tell you, I went to my local farmer's market yesterday, one of the many. I'm so fortunate. Here in Asheville, we have one practically every single day of the week. Emily, hello, I want to see your cabbages. And the River Arts District Farmer's Market is where I went yesterday for my shopping. And the farm stalls at the River Arts District Farmer's Market here in Asheville were overflowing with cabbages, and I was blown away. Like, I'm familiar with this guy. Oh, hello, the Sweat Sisters are in the house. Hi, Ellie. This is kind of like your normal cabbage, right? Like, who hasn't seen one of these? Well, okay, they had these, but then they also had, look at this one, this beautiful, like, crinkly leaf. And I asked the farmer, and I said, tell me about this cabbage. And he said, I don't know, it's a cabbage, but isn't it pretty? I love that. It's just a different variety. But I think the taste is going to be the same, or at least that's what I was assured. Then I went around the corner to another farm stand, and I saw this football-shaped cabbage. Isn't that hysterical? It kind of reminds me of Jane Russell. Cross your heart bras. Remember those ads, ladies? Ah, Lori says she almost asked me about cabbages this morning because she bought a huge one this weekend. Perfect. Divine timing, Lori. So this is just another different variety of a green cabbage. Same taste, same health benefits. We'll get to all that later. And then what about the beautiful red? And if you're wondering, I've already started prepping for today's show, so that's why these look kind of amputated. Hi, Susan. Of course, then there is the beautiful red cabbage as well. So cabbages are overflowing in local markets, probably at your grocery store as well. And don't worry if you can't get these fancy varieties that I'm talking about today. Your local grocery store will likely have the plain old cabbage variety all year round, and it's perfectly fine to go vanilla. Yes. Oh, my Aunt Janice is tuning in too. Hi, Aunt Janice and Susan from Pleasantville. It's great to have you here. Okay, so what am I going to do with these cabbages? Well, I'm super excited about this because I've been talking a lot lately about doing some different things and trying some new vegetables. And I know some of you are. Lori sent me a picture of some new sprouts that she had tried. So this is a throwdown. This is a challenge. I would love to see, post your new experiment veggie in your feed and tag me. A new vegetable that you're trying, a new vegetable recipe that you're trying. So anyway, I saw all these cabbages at the farmer's market. Red ones, football ones, crinkly ones, plain old vanilla ones. And I thought, you know what? I don't really do much with cabbage. So it's time for me to take my own advice and try some different things. And that's what I'm doing today. Not only do I not buy cabbages that often, I don't make coleslaw that often. Well, it is a summertime fave, so I thought, what a perfect opportunity to try out my cabbages in my coleslaw. So I found this recipe online, and I can't remember, it's a food blog, and to be honest, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it in the comments. I love this recipe because a lot of coleslaw recipes are kind of one-trick ponies. They might have a green cabbage, and that might be the only veg, and then a lot of times the dressings, if it's a vinaigrette, it might have a lot of sugar in it, or it might be real mayo-y or even kind of creamy. That doesn't suit me, especially this time of the year when it's hot. We want something fresh and light without all of that gunk that's not good for us, for healthy aging, for our health goals, all the good stuff. So this recipe is fantastic. I will definitely link it in the comments. Now, one of the first things that you're going to have to do with your cabbage is you're going to have to shred it. This, Mom, do you recognize this? I've had this forever. It's old, it's little. If you have a bigger one, that's better. I do have a bigger one, but it's probably in a box in my storage unit somewhere. So there is nothing to this, however. you simply shred your cabbage. So I'm shredding my green cabbage first. And you know what? If you don't have a shredder, you can also slice it very, very, very thinly, like this. Absolutely works perfectly. If you have a mandolin, you could use a fancy mandolin. If you know what, you could probably even use your food processor. Okay, regular old cabbage in. Football green cabbage would also work. Crinkly pretty cabbage would also work, but don't use, well, you could use one of those Chinese cabbages, but it's just gonna have a little bit different flavor. It might be nice for an Asian flavor. Okay, so since I really didn't shred most of that, I'm gonna chop up my cabbage, and I'm just gonna add this to my bowl, to my measuring cup. Same thing with the red cabbage. Anytime we have this variety of colors, not only are we getting a different variety of plants, and we need a different variety of plants. How many different varieties of plants do we need each and every week for a healthy gut? 30 to 40, right? Lori says, I also saw a great tip to shred cabbage using a veggie peeler. Seriously? Did you try that, Lori? Let me know how that works. I've never done that. Besides, look, this is a good way to build up some muscles, right? Okay, but I don't want to bore you. So, green cabbage in, red cabbage in. So I was saying, when we have different color of vegetables, not only do we get a different variety of plants, but we also get a different kind of nutrients. So macronutrients are like the magic superpower things of veggies. The coloring is what, the different colors represent different health benefits. So the purple cabbage has purple super secret powers, and the green cabbage has green super secret superpowers. So a variety of colors, a variety of plants, we need all of the good things like that for a healthy gut. Okay, now what I love about this, and Lori, I will use my peeler for this to show you. This recipe also calls for carrots. Again, another color, another different variety of plant, and you can use your grater box for this, but I kind of like to just use my vegetable peeler for this. Same thing, if you don't have any of these fancy utensils, you can simply chop them in little matchsticks, slice them thinly. Okay, so I've got green cabbage, check, one color, one plant. I've got purple cabbage, check, 2 colors, 2 plants. I've got carrots, check, 3 colors, 3 plants. Love this. Then this recipe called for cilantro. I love cilantro. You'll see I've also got the little flowers in there because I grew this in my garden. You don't have to. You could also use dill, would be nice. Both cilantro and dill are cooling herbs when the weather's hot, but I do happen to love cilantro, so I'm gonna pop that in there. And then, this recipe also called for onion. Where'd my onion go? Here it is. For some spring onion. Well, I like to use red ones. I like red ones this time of the year. I already did a little bit. I'll show you just a little bit more. How easy is this? If you don't have little spring onions like this, just dice or mince some regular onion. I'm not gonna put too much of this in because Rob and I don't like a ton of raw onion. Emily, go easy. It's heating. And besides, if you get too much onions and garlic, that's all you can taste, and you'll miss out all the subtleties of your green cabbage and your purple cabbage and your orange carrots. Okay, also, this particular recipe called for some jalapeno, which I thought was really interesting. So again, I'm gonna do just a little bit, not too much, because I don't want it to overwhelm the dish. Hi Becky, it's great to see you. Now, I have a confession to make. When I was making the recipe, I chopped all, because I've got one I'm gonna show you here in a second that's ready to roll. I chopped all the vegetables, tossed them in, and then I went to make the vinaigrette, the dressing that goes with it. And I realized that the garlic was not supposed to go in the coleslaw, but the garlic was supposed to go in the dressing. But I figured the dressing goes on the coleslaw, so what difference does it make, right? So anyway, here is some garlic, and I happen to have some fresh garlic like this from the farmer's market. Again, you might not have this, so regular old garlic will be fine. Hi, Joe. Garlic in this or the dressing, and some minced jalapeno, just for a little bit of heat. Hopefully that pepper was not too hot. All right, here we go. So, where is my spoon? Oh, I know where it is. Hold on, stay with me. It's in the one I already made. That's it, nothing to this. Let's count the plants. Green cabbage, red cabbage, carrots, onions, garlic. We're gonna count our herb. That's 6 plants already in this dish. And remember, we need to eat a variety of plants each and every week to be healthy. You don't have to be a vegan. You don't even have to be a vegetarian, but you absolutely have to eat plants. Let me give you a little tip. One of my awesome clients, we'll call her June, we were talking recently in her sessions about counting how many plants she ate per week so she could make sure she's getting enough fiber for a healthy gut. And she started out by making a list of all the plants she likes. So I think that's a great idea. You might be interested in doing that too. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, grains. How many of those do you like? Make a big old brainstorm list, and then each week pick at least 30 to try. Okay, so my dressing, super, super easy. Again, we want to eliminate the sugar, the cream, the mayo, that stuff that might not be helpful for a healthy diet. I've got extra virgin olive oil in here, apple cider vinegar, a teeny little bit of maple syrup, not much. You don't need much. You could probably do without. Salt, pepper, and the recipe did not call for it, but I thought that a fresh squeeze of lime would be a really awesome addition. So I'm adding a little bit of lime juice. All you do is combine all these beautiful colors. Look at these absolutely gorgeous colors. Now, I didn't put as much red cabbage in as I would have liked, just for the sake of not boring you to tears. So it's not quite as colorful, but wait till you see what I already did. Look at this. So you stir all that in, toss in your dressing. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? All of those colors, all of those different plants. Now let me plate this up and show you. Gosh, I've kind of got a mess here. Not doing a very good job with my mise en place. And then I want to show you another super secret tip. So these are some radish sprouts. Again, I'm all for getting as many plants as I can, and I happen to be really into sprouts these days, right, Lori? I know you got some at the market. So I'm gonna just add this beautiful summery light coleslaw to my sprouts. You could also top them. And then this is really cool to get a few extra plants and add a little bit of crunch. I'm going to add some pumpkin seeds and some sunflower seeds. Now, in the spirit of doing things differently, the recipe called for the pumpkin seeds, yes, and it also called for toasted almonds. I eat a lot of almonds. I eat a lot of nuts. I use almond milk. So I thought I'll just try something different. Thus the sunflower seeds. Isn't this beautimous? Let me try it and see how it goes. Light, fresh, crunchy, delicious. Green cabbage, red cabbage, carrots, onions, garlic, cilantro, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Count them, people. 8 plants for the win. Post a picture of something that you're trying new and different. Tag me, and I'll see you next week on Veg with Lisa Live. Peace out. You got it, Ellie. I'll send it your way.